form or a flat shape like a circle or a triangle or a square. And a form is something that looks three-dimensional. So we're going to use value in a couple different ways today. Value adds texture to our drawings. Value makes our drawings reproducible. So in this one we can use dots, we can use lines, so that I can throw my drawings on a copy machine, or I can make a t-shirt with my drawings, even when I can't push harder or push softer. So once you get to your assignment, you are going to, that's the one we did yesterday, so we talked about going from dark and light with our pencil. If you're on a Chromebook, when you see the assignment pop up, you're going to use your two fingers to click and save the image. If you don't have a printer, no problem, they're just circles. You can find some masking tape to trace or draw a circle. I traced my document camera here to get mine. So let's talk about different ways. We've talked about doing shading to create value. We talked about the fact that we want 5 different shades, going from deepest, darkest black, bright white, and 3 different shades of gray, dark, a medium, and a light that we create with our pencil. Today I'm going to be using a pen. I'm using a pen so that you can see that it's not about pushing harder or pushing softer anymore. That was with our pencil. I still would like you to use a pencil though. That way, if you mess up, you can go back. I think you can see this a little bit easier if I use a pen. So the first shading that we did yesterday was just shading with a pencil. We're going to do lines today. So with this one, I usually turn my paper sideways a little bit. And you're going to make lines that are close together and further apart. Now, shading is kind of like painting a wall. You need more than one coat of paint. This is fine, but I don't have 5 shades here. So I'm going to go deepest, darkest black. Now it's about close together and further apart. Now you can start to see that I'm building in some shading. So just like if you're painting your fingernails, you need a couple different coats. The same thing is true. Not all of my lines go completely across the entire sphere, and that's okay. But down here, they need to overlap so that we get a really, really dark shade at the bottom. And for your shade, your shadow should always be opposite of the light source. So because my light source is here, my shadow is going to be at the very bottom. And you want to do it with whatever method you're using at the top. So that's shading with lines. When we shade for crosshatch, it's exactly like lines. My lines are close together, far apart. The only difference is that I'm going to turn my paper. And I'm going to go close together, far apart, close together, far apart. The more times I turn my paper, the more shades that I'm getting. Close together, far apart, close together, far apart. So you can see our circle is starting to become 3-dimensional. The more shades you have, the better. We have to have at least 5. We'll go look at the rubric in just a second. So that's shading with crosshatch. The next method of shading is going to be scribble. This one will go the fastest. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're scribbling close together and scribbling far apart, and scribbling close together and scribbling far apart, and scribbling close together and scribbling far apart. Remember, we said out of 5 shades, one of those is white. That's the easiest one. So leave part of it blank up here as you continue to scribble. Once you have your 5 shades, you should have dark, dark black down here, somewhere between 3 and 6 o'clock, if it were a clock. You're going to have dark gray, medium gray, light gray, and white. And don't forget to add your shadow at the bottom. I'm going to make that almost black. The next one will take the longest, but that's okay, we're not in a hurry. This one is called stipple, and it's a big fancy word that just means dots. My dots are close together and further apart. And close together and further apart. Still, we're looking for those 5 shades. I'm not going to do the entire thing because you'll get bored. You have the bottom part that's almost black. I have a dark gray, a medium gray, a light gray, and white. In the last box, it is a create your own. So think of close together, far apart. I've had people use staples. I had a girl who was obsessed with fried chicken. She wrote fried chicken, fried chicken, fried chicken. The closer you write fried chicken together, the darker it is. The further apart you write fried chicken, the lighter it is. So when you're finished with that, you're gonna take a photo of your artwork and save that there, because now we need to upload it to Artsonia. So we're gonna log into Artsonia.